Hi. Uh, I guess I'll start. I was gonna continue on my Nightmare on Elm Street series, but I thought, you know what? I'm not getting many views. Maybe if I do this and it's spread around a lot, people will come to my channel and watch more of my stuff. My early stuff is kind of cheesy and garbage, so if you want, you can just steer clear of that. But I recently saw, was it The Dark Knight Rises? Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises. I saw that movie just not even an hour ago. Not even 20 minutes ago. In fact, I just got back from seeing it, so it's still fresh in my mind, and I thought I'd do a review. Okay, where to begin? Okay, I'll try to list a few of the good things, which... yeah, a few. Yeah, alright. Cinematography is well put together, well made, but it wasn't made as well as the first or the second one. The second one was actually made better than the first one, which is odd, because rarely do sequels do better. I mean, arguably, Star Wars, the sequel, was better than the first one, but that's just fan conjecture, so really, it's up for debate. It's really your personal opinion, but there's nothing else. I got nothing. Just cinematography was decent. That was it. But now let's list the problems. Let's see. Bane? No, that's too obvious. Too obvious. Al Ghul? No, too obvious. Well, let's just start with a general complaint. I hate Christian Bale. I don't hate him, but he is kind of a sucky person in real life. He's kind of arrogant and greedy and stuff like that. But, let's see. I hate his voice for Batman. It's like someone punched him in the jugular. Like, is this the jugular? Whatever. Punched him in the throat, and now he has trouble talking. So he has to talk like this. It's like, okay, you're a super rich billionaire. You can't just make a little device that distorts your voice, makes it sound deeper or higher or something. You're Batman, but you walk around like a guy who smoked too much. Seriously, Kevin Conroy played the best voice for Batman, but he was in the cartoons, so that's kind of a different thing. Now, the best live action, I'm not too sure. I'm stuck between Val Kilmer and Michael Keaton. I mean, they both kind of, they didn't really, I mean, those are the best of a bad situation. I mean, those two are definitely better than George Clooney, and George Clooney is definitely better than Christian Bale. But out of all the Batman actors, oh, Adam West, but he was kind of campy. We're talking about serious Batman movies. Okay, let's do this. Kevin Conroy, the best voice. Best appearance, I would have to give to Michael Keaton, because he portrayed the very first Batman. So it's like the original, he got the award. If Val Kilmer did it, he probably would have got the position. Unless, you know, I gotta watch those movies again. I don't have them, like, you know, hard copy. I can watch them online, though. Anyway, so Michael Keaton, best Batman. George Clooney, I think... No, Christian Bale played the best Bruce Wayne. He was best as a rich douche. Which is no surprise, because, I mean, he's Bruce Wayne. But Bruce Wayne isn't really a douche, but he can pull off this rich guy attitude, being how he is filthy rich, and most movie stars are. Anywho, sucky Batman, good Bruce Wayne, Kevin Conroy, good voice, Michael Keaton, best look of the Batman in live action. Okay, now we got that. Oh, something good. I like Alfred. I like Alfred's character. Michael Caine? Yeah, Michael Caine. I love Michael Caine. He's a great actor. Very well skilled. I like him as Alfred. But I liked him in all the movies as Alfred, because that's who he was. That's Alfred, you know, so... something bad. Anne Hathaway. No. First off, they don't have her as Catwoman. The very first time Selina Kyle appears as a jewel thief is as Catwoman. She's just this chick with this weird visor thing. No hat gear. And just cover your eyes. Ooh, yeah, we can't tell because the rest of your face. Yeah, I can't. Oh yeah, the shape of your face looks a lot like Catwoman's. Oh, but I can't tell because she had the mask. So I don't know if you're her. It's like, are you serious? Are you that dumb? Kind of like with the Robin situation. Like, are you serious? People... Anyway, it's a comic. They can do whatever. Anywho, but the live action. Anne Hathaway is not a good action woman. I mean, I don't know. Mila Jovovich probably would have done a better job as Catwoman. But she wasn't even Catwoman in the movie. She was just Selina Kyle. No. In most movies that follow comic book characters or superheroes, you never deviate completely from their origin. Selina Kyle, and I believe her first, well, I think her first animated appearance, she was black, but I can't remember in the comics. You know, if you watch this video and can remember if Selina Kyle was black or white in the very first comic, let me know. Let's see, something bad. Well, Bane is the most obvious, but I'm gonna spew on him later. No homo, but I'll talk a lot about him later. The prison. Let's just do the prison. Okay, Talia al Ghul was never born in a prison. She was born into privilege. Ra's al Ghul was alive. And Talia al Ghul was the daughter of Ra's al Ghul. The mother died somehow in the comics, but she was raised by her father. Very well, blah blah blah, nothing happened. They were rich, they were part of the League of Shadows. The whole situation. In fact, Ra's al Ghul is very old. He is very old because he lives where the Lazarus Pit is, which restores your youth, but some say at the expense of your sanity. Anywho, let's see what else. There's so much. Let's just do this one. Talia al Ghul. I just talked about her. That's right. Let's just do Bane, because I'll probably have a lot to say about that, and I think that's about all I'll have to say. Bane was never a part or associated with the League of Shadows in any way. His origin, you can change it just a little bit in movies, and I can live with that. But when you deviate completely, Bane was born in a prison in this fictional South American place called Santa Prestilla. And he carried with him a little teddy bear that had a knife in the back because there was an opening. And he had the knife in his teddy bear, and he called him Osito. Osito is Spanish for, like, teddy bear or something like that. Like baby bear, I don't know. Little bear, yeah. Like Pepito, Tiny Pepe. There you go. He grew up, learned how to be very tough. And at one point, they started taking prisoners to use for experimentation on this new super steroid called Venom, which, if you had no muscle, or you were really fat, whatever, you would immediately bulk up, just super big, and oh! But of course, people in movies are like, that's not realistic. It's not supposed to be. It's a comic. They're allowed to do that. Anyway, he survived because all the other candidates, they eventually died because it was too intense or too much, something like that. But he survived. And in that process, he gained insane strength. And soon, he led an uprising in the prison and became ruler of that prison. And soon he broke out. And he went to Gotham City to confront Batman. Because in the prison, he kept having dreams about this bat that tormented him. You know, just... And he thought that Batman, because he heard stories about him, was a symbol, or the bat in his dreams was a symbol of Batman. So he thinks, if I crush Batman, the dream will go away. So in a way, he's innocent in a way, but he's a douche. And in the comics, he breaks people out of Arkham Asylum, and it takes Batman 3 months to get everyone tracked back down and put back into Arkham. And in that process, he becomes exhausted, where Bane attacks him in the Batcave. And Batman, he's very smart and very strong and quick. See, if he had his full strength, which he eventually recuperates and gets his full strength back and beats Bane, but if he had his full strength when he fought Bane the first time, he likely could have survived and beat him. But he was so worn out, Bane beat the crap out of him and broke his back. Not pushed one of the vertebrae out of place. No, he broke his back. Like spinal cord or spinal bone, whatever, broken. And it made him a paraplegic, temporarily, while he recovered. And Bane was never a morphine addict. So why couldn't they just do Venom? I don't understand. Is it really that hard? I mean, movies now are $1 billion investment, and you don't have the CGI. You have the CGI to make this giant black plane thing fly around Gotham, have dodging missiles, having buildings explode. But you don't have enough CGI money, or money for CGI, to make Bane all of a sudden become this big guy, or even just get a big guy to be Bane. What? How are you so stupid that you don't realize that a lot of hardcore fans will either just hate it or they'll love it? I don't know. I personally was disappointed. I tried not to hate it. I tried to go in there with an open mind. I saw the previews for Bane and I'm like, are you freaking serious? Bane? And he sounds cheery and British. Bane is South American. He has a Spanish accent, or South American accent. It's like, oh, Senor Batman, Mr. Wayne, it's been a long time. That's Bane. He's like, I will crush your bones. You know, that was Bane, not, when Gotham is on ashes, then you have my permission to die. Why they had to do the thing with the voice? He sounds too cheery. Bane was never cheery. Maybe he enjoyed when he broke the bat, or he was happy on occasion, but he was never, when Gotham is in ashes. He's not sick, like the Joker. But then again, he wasn't sick in the movie like the Joker was, so that's a little different. But still, you do not take one of Batman's most tough opponents and make him this tiny guy that's the same size as Batman, who can crush him without even becoming bigger. Okay, if they were both trained by the League of Shadows, then how come Batman couldn't beat him? They both got the equal training, right? How Batman couldn't have beat him is just stupid. Let's see, what else? Batman, or Bane, was... I don't think he was really ever terrorist-like. He never imposed martial law onto Gotham. In fact, in some of the arcs of the comics, he had Batman's help and financial backing, because he thinks at one point that Thomas Wayne, Batman, or Bruce Wayne's dad, is his father as well, because, well, Thomas Wayne was working in Santa Brastia, however you say it, that he befriended this woman and became very close with her. And he thought that maybe while Thomas was close with her, they, you know, did the horizontal boogie. And boom, Bane was born. But in prison, I just... I'm trying to stay calm here. I could freak out, but my parents are in that room, and I don't want to wake them up or disturb them. So, I'm keeping my voice nice and calm. Now, anyway, just... Oh, here's something. Blake? Okay, let me see if I can remember the Robin names. It was Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, and who was the other one? Anyway, I don't think any of them were named Drake. The first one, Dick Grayson, he was a gymnast, and his parents died in an accident caused by a mobster. And so, Batman took him in, trained him, blah, 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 became Robin. And the second one, Jason Todd, Batman caught him stealing the wheels off of the Batmobile. Took the street thug in, raised him, helped train him, became almost like a father to him. And I can't remember the third one, what happened. I gotta brush up on my history. But there's so many things wrong with this movie. Horrible casting, horrible characters, horrible plot. People are like, oh, it was a great plot. No, it was stupid. Talia Al Ghul. The Al Ghuls, yes, they're part of the League of Shadows, and they do that whole restore balance thing, but I don't think they ever once tried to get a nuclear bomb to blow up Gotham. Because first off, it could affect nearby places, and if I'm correct with the League of Shadows, once they hit their target, they're done. That's it. There's no innocent bloodshed, blah blah blah, they just do their thing, and that's it. So if this nuclear atom bomb was released, then the radiation was seeped into nearby cities and states and towns and things like that, affecting others. And the League of Shadows would inadvertently kill people they never wanted to kill. So, in their mind, that would have been a horrible mistake. It was an accident. Collateral damage, as you could say. But, so many things wrong. So many things. The prison. Were they speaking Russian? They never clarified that. I don't know, Farsi? That type of thing. Was it Swedish? I don't know. No one explains it. All we hear is it's like nothing else. That's it. So many things wrong with this movie that if I were to go in depth, we would be here forever. And I'm not that kind of guy. You need to find someone else. And there's a guy, I think it's like Chris Stuckman, who did this review with this other guy, and all I heard from them was Christian Nolan or Christian Bale worship. That's all I heard. They said that Bane's thing that when Gotham is in ashes, then you are commissioned to die. They thought, oh, it's Darth Vader. It's kind of chilling. Are you kidding? It was the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard. In fact, I take campy Adam West villains over this retarded moron with a frickin' insulin filter over his mouth. It's like someone took an air filter out of a car and just like, I'm gonna hurt you. And I bet that's how it happened. People were sitting around, Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan were sitting around like, okay, what kind of villain can we do? We could do Bane, but I want to kind of change it up. What should we do? And, one of the brothers is probably fixing his car, and he's like, oh, I need to take out the filter. Hey, I'm Bane, I'm gonna kill you. Stupid, right? No, that's awesome. Nolans, your first two Batman movies were good. Why'd you have to ruin it? Come on. You're the next Schumacher. essentially. What you did was worse than putting nipples on the Batman suit. Which is weird, because I'm not a big fan of Schumacher, and saying that I think Schumacher probably could have done a better job on this movie than Nolan, that's a big thing. It's kind of like saying, well, Transformers 3 made perfect sense. What? No, it didn't. It was just noise and destruction, which is cool. I like that. See, you don't combine intrigue with action, explosions, and try to say, hey, you're the dumbasses that bought the ticket, you figure it out. But nowadays, it seems that's what they do. You treat audiences like morons, and you baby them, and you try to tell them the whole plot without them figuring it out. You know, it's weird. In the 80s and 90s, back then movies were movies. Nowadays, if it doesn't do well, they kind of drop it, just let it go. But if it does really well, they start merchandising the crap out of it and starting the next 2 sequels, to quote Joe. You don't take a Batman Rogue Gallery icon and turn him into this British, faggoty, respirator, Darth Vader wannabe, no force using. Force, I mean, not, you know, punch force. And make him part of the League of Shadows and expect fans to not get up in their chair and go, what the? You know, insert expletive here. Man, But I went in there with an open mind, and I said, okay, he's crippled from the last movie, okay. Then all of a sudden, boom, he's back. Wayne Enterprises lost money. How? How did they lose money? Bruce Wayne is just a beneficiary. He's just a guy that owns the company because he inherited it from his parents. How is he making any financial backing? Couldn't Lucius Fox do that? Couldn't he have said, you know, Lucius, after you shut this thing down, I want you to be in charge of Wayne Enterprises. And there you go. Lucius could have started making money, could have funded that children's home. No. None of that. But this is what I do. I watch movies and tell you about it. If I spoiled the plot for some of you guys, big deal. You'll watch this video, and I didn't say spoilers, but there was some, and now you're mad at me. I don't have to put it in the title. But I think this video is about done. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Spread this video around. Treat it like a yeast infection. Make it viral. I'm punny. Alright. Catch you later, guys.